Hello, everyone. I'm Kit Carson, the Earl of Pizza. I meet the most interesting people in the world. Interesting people. And tonight I have a young man with me. Figure that. Tell everybody your name.
Everybody wants to sit with Kit.
Hey, my name's Bobby Mongelli.
Bobby Mongelli.
Yeah, I've been down here about 47 years.
47 years.
And I've known you, Kit, 35 years at least. Maybe.
Closer to 40?
Closer to 40, maybe, yeah.
I think were you at Raw Bar?
Is that the Raw Bar?
I think I met you at the Raw Bar the very first time.
Shucking oysters at the Raw Bar in the 80s.
Who was the other cat that was the oyster shucker there? We called him Luigi.
Alan Miller. But Alan Miller, that owned Pepe's, he was the shucking oysters there.
Yep.
It was like a celebrity group shucking oysters
there. There was.
Back in the 80s.
And that was a prestigious job.
That was a great spot because we had the shrimp boats behind there. It was
my God.
Back in the old days, all shrimp boats.
And you made a ton of money there shucking oysters for the day.
Well, listen, I started in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I started working in the kitchen.
Right.
And I was working for $5 an hour.
Right.
But all these freaking idiots were up in the front making all this fucking money. A guy working 1 week, I've been there 3 years, made more money than me.
Yeah.
So I went to Paul and said, what the fuck is wrong with this problem?
Yeah.
You know? I'm stuck in the back, busting my butt, making $5 an hour. And this guy came and shuck oysters, just walked away with $300 last week.
Yeah.
But back then was a lot of money.
That was a month. That was a rent.
So
anyway,
I
paid $300 a month.
I got out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
I finally got out of the kitchen. It took me 3 years to get out of that kitchen.
But it was a learning.
Well, I paid my dues. I look at it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
I paid my fucking dues.
So from there you went to where? PTs?
Well, no. I made such a stinking half shell, they moved me to Turtle Cross.
Turtle Cross.
So Paul had just bought in the Turtle Cross, so I stayed over at the Turtle Cross for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then I got an offer, because I worked for Jimmy Buffett, I was taking care of Jimmy's lawn, got an offer to open up Margaritaville and bartend in Margaritaville.
Who all did you open that with? Was Kevin Boucher?
Kevin Boucher, Ray Macero.
Ray was a great guy.
Ray was a great guy.
Kevin was a great guy.
Kevin was a great
my
guy.
house I bought from Kevin.
Sunshine Smith.
Sunshine.
So Sunshine got me the job at Jimmy's house, cutting grass.
Yeah.
So we took care of the main house, and we took care of the band house and other things.
Right.
We were like a little gophers for the town. So Jimmy and I became real good friends. He says, hey, I want you to come to work at Margaritaville when, they moved up here in Duval Street.
Yep. Yeah, because they used to be at Land's End Village over there.
Land's End was the first spot, and then they moved up to work and they opened up the bar.
That was the original
And then
one.
Paul, remember Paul Tripp, my partner, he said, you're not going to work for Jimmy. I said, wait a minute, Paul, I'm going to work for Jimmy. I got a good gig. I'm going to go work for Jimmy's. He threw me the keys to PT's Late Night. In 1988, he says, you're going to take this fucking bar that does nothing, and you're going to run it, and I'm going to give it to you for free for 6 months, free rent. So it was either Jimmy Buffett, PT, so I took the fucking PT's keys.
Yeah, I think you've done well.
So that started.
I mean, who knows what would happen the other way, but we know what happened with this. You were at PT's for how many years?
17 years.
17 years.
17 years.
That was a long run.
It's a long run.
And that was the place to go at 2 in the morning.
Well, you remember when it all started, Kid? You remember Full Moon Saloon? When we were young, they treated us like shit because we were nobodies back then. Back in the 80s, we weren't anybody because the Full Moon, you walked in, you had to know somebody to get any respect there, and I was sick of it. So I said, listen, I'm going to open up a place. I'm going to compete with fucking Full Moon. I'm not going in there to get treated like a dick, you know?
Well, they didn't last much longer after that.
No, because the fucking cocaine destroyed that place.
It did.
Destroyed it.
It did.
Cocaine and alcohol.
That's a perfect example of cocaine.
A great business destroyed by fucking drugs and alcohol.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm not an advocate or opponent either way, but you just can't mix it. You can't have it in your business.
Well, it was so accepted back then that everybody just kind of gave into it, but at some point it destroys everything.
It does. I mean, you gotta separate the money going in the till and the money going out and where it's going to.
I remember Evelina, who owns Schooner Wharf, was working here.
Yeah.
Mark was cooking with his daddy at the jail. They had that's how I met Mark. He didn't even own Rick's.
Right.
Evelina was the bartender in '79 when I met Evelina.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yep. I worked with Evelina.
There's some crazy
I gave her
times,
first keg box when they had the schooner.
Remember when the Diamond sunk?
Yeah.
I was on the Diamond that night. It was sinking. We grabbed the keg box. We grabbed some bar stools. We grabbed some furniture. The Diamond was sinking on the seawall. We picked it up. We put it on the seawall. The next day they put an umbrella up. The schooner wharf became a bar.
That became a bar.
That became a bar.
Yeah.
It was. I tell people that story. They look at me like you're so full of shit.
And Paul was just.
Oh, Paul was the great. Paul Worthington was the great.
Paul was.
So great fucking guy, man. Just a great guy.
In hindsight, I wish I would have had more time with Paul. You know, but.
Yeah, he was a good man. Very calm, collective. Nothing upset him.
Never, ever get upset.
Never got upset.
Nothing.
The shit that he had
God, he was as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, he was.
He was one of the coolest cats I'd ever met.
Yeah.
And he looked like Robert Redford.
Yeah, it was cool. He reminds me of the guy from Virgin Atlantic. What's his name? That's what he reminded me of.
Yeah.
The guy that owns,
what's his name?
The British guy. That's what Paul always reminded me. Sailor.
I can't think of his name.
He sailed around the world.
Yeah. You know? Well, I did a sail trip with Paul one time. We delivered.
Where'd you guys go?
We took a boat from Key West. It was a 47-foot sailboat that had no engine, and we took it up to Naples. No, somewhere near Fort Myers. Might have been Naples.
He's a great sailor.
Took it up to Naples to. That was the only place that they would fix the engine. It was an insurance kind of thing. And so he says, yeah, I'll sell it up there. So we left here right at sundown. Northwest Channel, sun was setting.
Wow.
We made it to Naples at daybreak.
Was that in the early 80s? What was that?
That was probably mid-80s, 85,
right,
86,
right.
somewhere in there.
Great time to be in Key West.
Oh, my God.
It was a great time to be in Key West.
We made it to Naples in like 9 hours from Key West. And it's 100 miles.
Wow.
I mean, we just zoomed up there. And then I think it's Snake Creek or something, this little winding creek. And we're going up it. We don't have a motor.
Right.
And we see a bridge, and we're like, hey, we got to find a place to pull in. So there's a couple little marinas. We saw a slip. We started pulling in, and they come running out. You can't pull in here. You can't pull in here. And Paul goes, yes, we can. We're a ship under duress. We don't have an engine.
Gotcha. Yeah, they got to
let
you
in. And they're like, you don't have an engine. They go, yeah. And they go, how did you get up the river? He goes, we sailed it up the river. But that's what kind of sailor he was.
Oh, he's a great sailor.
He was awesome. Fucking phenomenal. But anyway, we are so privileged to have met so many of these people.
I mean, to sit here and talk about it, look how many people aren't around anymore, kid. All of our friends. I mean, every time I look around, it's somebody else, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
you know?
And it's not just the old people like Captain Tony. You know, we expected him to pass away before us because he was 100 when we met him, you know? So I mean,
yeah, it's crazy how many people are survived, and all the good people. Some people don't, you know.
Right.
It's fucking crazy when you think back of it. I mean, I think back 47 years.
That's a long time.
It's like a flash.
Yep.
You know, 5 grandchildren. I remember when your brother was dating my ex-wife. You remember that?
Yeah.
A good guy.
That's true.
What
happened to your ex-wife?
She's still around. She sold the house in Big Hoppin.
I heard she'd sold and moved, but somebody told me that literally 3 months ago.
Yeah, she sold and moved. She needed to move on. It was, it was time for her to move on. So it is.
And you know, God bless her. You know, I mean, a lot of times I thought this town's going to chew all of us up. You know?
Yeah, it does. It has the ability. This town definitely has the ability to chew people up if you let it get to you.
It does.
You know.
But we've somehow managed. 47 years you've managed to.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the best thing I did is when I closed up, it was right after, Wilma and everything flooded and everything. I couldn't take it anymore. Everything was changing so much. On Caroline Street where I was. I remember that my lawyer, my CPA said, just lock the door. I said, what do you mean just lock the door? I said, just lock the door, go with the Hogfish, and do your thing. Best advice I ever got.
Yeah.
Make the move.
So since PTs, you've had Hog's Breath.
Hogfish.
Hogfish, I mean. You've got Hogfish, you had Geiger Key.
Rooster Cod, we bought Geiger Key, we own the Sailfish Club. Paul and I own remember when we opened up the Sailfish Club at Oceanside Marina?
That was nice.
We had that for a while. That was way before its time. Before its time.
That was really a good spot.
So yeah,
I used to go there every Sunday.
I liked it. That brunch up there.
We do brunch there.
It's a great spot. Way before its time though. Nobody had opened up a restaurant on Stock Island like that.
Way ahead of its time. And it was almost fine dining.
Yeah, right. Which didn't exist on Stock Island. Never existed on Stock Island.
No, beer was served in a can only. You know?
It's crazy. Some crazy times, kid.
God.
We've done good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I ran into Mark the other day over at the Powerboat races. We talked for a while. It's been 6 months since we sat and talked. But, when I see him, he puts a smile on my face. We smile. I mean, it's just seeing them. You know, we have a really good relationship.
Right.
Mark and I, you know.
Well, there's certain things that I always say I like to go to just so I can run into the old crew. You know, and then like I ran into Paul Tapino at the race, and I didn't expect to see him.
Yeah, I ran into Paul too.
You know,
I hadn't seen him in years.
I hadn't seen
him. He's at the VIP tent.
Yeah,
sitting there. Yeah,
probably
I talked to him for a little bit.
2 or 3 years since the last time I saw Paul.
Shit, I remember COVID when nothing was happening. Remember me and you sat here during COVID.
Yeah. We sat
around and like 2 people would come by every hour, and we just sitting here looking at each other like, what the fuck is going on?
I got some funny records from those times where I did like $77 a day for like
crazy.
3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Crazy. You served everything outside, couldn't go inside.
Yeah.
Everything had to be served out the window.
Yeah, what a fiasco.
But we got open.
We
Look at us.
survived it.
Look what happened afterwards. You got our freaking ass kicked, you know?
Yeah, big time. I mean, that was one of the largest ass kickings I've ever got. That was every festival, spring break, all wrapped into 1 year.
I know.
You know, I don't know if you know our Shorties.
I remember Shorties.
So we were talking.
Slim, the girl who used to work there all the time.
We were talking one day, and
I miss places like that.
Yeah.
Dentist pharmacy, Shorties. That's what I miss.
We were just talking about that, Paul and I. I'm like, you know, I used to go to Shorties at 5:45 in the morning.
Exactly.
The moment the door opened up, I'd be the first one in there.
Yeah.
You know, and lunch at Dentist Pharmacy.
I used to go to dentists all the time for breakfast.
Hey,
Audrey always fucking hooked me up.
One of the first dates I took my wife on, we ate at the food counter at Cress's. No, not Cress's.
Woolworth. Woolworth, Cress's. Where Margaritaville is now.
Yep.
And Fastback Freddy's was there.
No.
What was it?
The one on the boulevard.
Oh, on the one on the boulevard.
Woolworth.
Okay.
Wasn't it Woolworth?
Hojo's. Well,
what was it?
I don't freaking.
It was a department store, and they had that soda counter along the wall.
Yeah.
And they served burgers and fries, and my wife and I went there and had lunch. One of our first dates.
That's unbelievable. That's freaking crazy, man.
So many things have come and gone in this town.
See, that's what people want to see come back, is those old diners, the mom and pop places. People really want to go back to what they used to have. I mean, everything's been taken over by corporate stuff. Well, there's only a few of us hanging on right now.
I mean, you see it in the restaurant business.
Corporate restaurants.
I was saying for the last 3 or 4 years, I feel like the farmer of the 70s.
Right.
You know, where they slowly started regulation and pushing them out, and it becoming all big corporate farms. I feel the same way in the restaurant business. I feel like it's slowly mom and pops are going away.
Yeah, man. But you know, one of the reasons is mom and pops because the kids looked and saw how the moms and dads worked their asses off, and stressed out all the time.
Yeah,
like my kids, they don't want anything to do with the restaurant business. They saw what I went through.
Yeah.
I mean, I drank too much and back in the day, and you know, I don't blame them. I can't blame them to get in a restaurant business. You know?
It takes a special breed of stupid to do it.
But I still love pizza.
You know,
you got that passion for pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a passion for pizza.
Me too, and I still do it. You know.
I was making pizzas at home, and that's why we ended up with Roostico. We're just making pizzas at home. So why are we just making pizzas at home every night? There's got to be something different. We got such a good deal on that building, you know.
Yeah, you scored.
You should have got that building.
You should. I was.
You were right there across the street.
My life was upside.
Oh yeah, you're going
down.
Through
that time, and I just. That was a mess.
That was a mess.
Whatever.
Remember the Cuban refugee guys?
There? Yeah, Arturo Cobo.
Yeah, he's a powerful man in Cuba right now.
Yeah.
They bring up his name in Cuba. He's got big respect to the Cobos.
He still does. It's amazing. You know, and we're kind of losing that. We don't have a lot of generational people here.
No, the kids don't have it in them. I don't know if it's because of these phones, but they lost their identity. They don't know where they came from, their parents came from.
Yeah.
Where was I born? To come over? They lose it. So with my kids, I always instill that heritage in them. This is your picture of your great grandmother. They got to do it.
True.
Kids need that identity, to a connection to something. You know?
Absolutely. Well, that's.
See, look there. This kid right there. Thinking about it. Thinking about life. There she is.
Contemplate, what am I going to be when I grow up?
Can you imagine what's going through her mind right now?
I'm going to be a dentist.
I'm going to work here for work.
Maybe. Well, you know what? That's the funny thing with here is now we've got people that are like that worked here years ago that now their kids are working here, or we have a lot of kids that went to high school here and partied here. Now their kids are working here.
I noticed a lot of kids are coming back to Key West.
They are.
There's a lot of kids that moved away. Both my daughters.
Oh yeah.
My sons moved back. I got 5 grandchildren now here living in town.
Are both your daughters back here?
Alina's the only one that hasn't made it back yet, but I think someday she might.
Are they both married?
Yep, both married. Both my daughters are married, and Taylor's married, my other daughter.
I can't remember which one it was.
Taylor works at Rustica with Michelle, my wife.
Oh yeah? Well, one of your older siblings, the 2 girls, were in here right after COVID. And
Alina and Nicole, maybe.
It was, and I think it was, did Nicole get married?
Nicole got married. She married Mark Warfino's son, Roman, another conch.
Because she made it a point to remind me who she was, and she said that she was there with her fiance, and I was really glad that she remembered who I was,
right,
and introduced him to me.
How could you not remember? Come on.
I mean,
imagine.
Well,
how many years you been here now?
37.
40? Okay, I was gonna say 40.
Yeah.
But at least I know it's over.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
One long minute. But I'm glad that a lot of these kids are coming back. During COVID, that was one of the things, me sitting out here, that's what started this show in a lot of ways, is that I have a lot of these kids that come and they go, hey, you don't remember me, but, and they tell me a story. And I'm like, okay. And so it made me realize that we need to record some of these things.
Right. How much pizza you've served to the kids in this town? Slices of pizza in this town?
A ton. Thousands, and we're at that point of year. We're coming up on the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas,
right.
And I'll have more conch kids come back in here and remind me, hey man, I graduated in 2000. I used to come in here all the time when I was underage. All I could do was hang out in the pizza shop and look back there at the band. I couldn't get in, but I'd hang out here. And I'll hear it every night for the next month, starting with Thanksgiving.
Wow. See, I can't do it. I can't do the nights anymore in the bar and restaurants. I get into trouble. My mouth gets me into trouble. I drink more than I should. My mouth has gotten me in a lot of trouble over the years. You know that.
Yeah, it's got you in and out of it.
It's got me in and out of trouble, but so I gotta watch it. So I stay away from bars at night.
Yeah. Well, my pizza widow wife. I tell her, I say, the day I go off of Duval Street, I'll probably never go back.
That's exactly what happens.
And
once you make that move, you can't look back.
2 or 3 more years, and I'll.
But when I come in here and I see Terry, I love it. I see Terry, it takes me back to Rusty Anchor.
Right back to the Rusty Anchor.
Back to where I was.
Ramon and shit. Him yelling at everybody.
You're gonna rock, hey Terry, get out of the gutter, lift her up. I love her. God damn,
good
she's
times,
so fucking
man.
cool. I just walked in tonight, I seen her, I was like, God damn, Terry.
There she is behind the bar.
It's been so long,
And she's been a fixture here for
She's so fucking good. She's such a great girl.
Oh
a great bartender. She could train some of the best bartenders in the world. She would.
She does great. She's awesome. I'm reminded daily when I see the young bartenders over there crying on her shoulder about something. I'm reminded of what an asset she is.
She worked for Ramon.
I know.
Can you imagine working for Ramon?
She works for Rossi. What's the difference?
No, it's a big difference. It's a little respect thing with Mark. Ramon had no respect for nobody.
Yeah.
It was tough. You can work for Ramon and work for anybody. That's what Terry said.
That's exactly it.
I can work for Mark Rossi. I work for Ramon.
Yeah, and she, just like that, she'll let you know in a heartbeat too.
Yeah, she's a good lady. She's got good kids, got good grandmother, good mother, great daughters.
Man.
Terry.
It's funny. It's amazing spending 40 years in this town watching the kids grow up. I mean, how many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids.
4 kids.
5 grandchildren.
And they were all born here.
All born here.
All went away. Most of them have been back.
Something about conch, so you know that there is this thing.
Yes, there is.
You're a conch. It's a pride thing. It's hard to explain because I don't have it. I'm not a conch.
Right.
I mean, I was born I'm born in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
I don't have that D.C. thing. But there's something about kids here. There's that pride of I'm a conch.
Right. Mike Stack.
Stack, pure conch.
Yeah, I mean,
pure. That's a purest form of conch.
Yeah, I'm a
purest
conch.
conch.
Yeah.
Reminds you every song.
Every song, yeah. But
yeah, and Mike Stack's really good friends with the school with my daughters.
But
Mike Stack's graduated high school with my daughters.
But
really good friends with Mike Stack.
That exemplifies conchism at its finest.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and I
people don't understand.
I'm an outsider looking in.
Well, we're not quite. We're kind of in the.
We've got a front row seat.
We got a front row seat.
I mean, and it's been great.
Too.
It's great.
You know, we have the respect.
You know what? What I like is when some of them will come up, like I said this holiday,
right.
they'll come up to me and they go, "Did you go to school with my brother or my sister?" And I go, well, "What year did they graduate?" And they'll tell me, I go, "No, I didn't go to school with either one of them." It's like, you know, a lot of people think that I went to high school here.
A lot of people think I went to high school here.
Yeah, I'm sure they do because you've been here 47 damn years. I mean, what were you, 12?
I lived on Old Boca Chica Road.
I mean, you were 12 when you moved here.
I came here in the 70s when I got out of high school. I lived on Old Boca Chica Road. Sister was living in a tent down from me on Boca Chica Road. Sister.
That's some shit right there.
The fucking bales were floating. Everybody's running around, doing whatever. I thought I died going to heaven. I'm like, how is this possible?
Boca Chica
I'm
Road.
spear fishing. I'm picking up conch every day.
But no, see,
it was unbelievable.
And I don't want, you know, because I'm big about here and now and how this is a great time to be here. But I do sometimes feel that there was a magical time somewhere between the early 70s and the early 80s that were just super magical in Key West, where rents were, you could do a job and afford to work and play here.
I washed dishes at the Casper and I rented a place for $100 a month.
Right.
I lived on a porch. It was nice.
Right.
I was making $4.50 an hour, washing dishes in '79.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the best thing I ever had.
Yeah.
I was out, I worked 3 to 11, and by 11:30 I was sitting at the Green Parrot.
Yeah.
For $10 I could drink all night. $10.
Yeah, exactly.
At the Parrot.
Yeah. Well, it was 50 cents, 75 cents.
John was the bartender. John Bagnoni was the bartender. It was just unbelievable.
It was a magical time, and there's still some magical times here, but that was just that was something special.
It was all hippies and back. It was such cool. You know, it was so cool back there.
Yeah. You know,
everything closed up in the summer. Nothing was down here.
That's why I moved here, because it was seasonal.
Yeah, it was nice.
I'm like, I love it. It's like farming.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You know, in winter you mend the fence and fix the barn.
I'll never see those days again.
No. Well, I don't think so. Not in our lifetime.
Not in our lifetime.
You know, it could happen in 100 years from now, but I don't know.
Atomic bomb goes off and we go back to the fucking old days or something. I don't know. I don't just start shooting shit now.
But I'm good either way. I'm with you. You know, I've had a fantastic time here. It's been a great time. If I leave here tomorrow, it's like I have no regrets.
You ain't going nowhere.
No.
How old are you now?
Younger than you.
I'm 67.
I'm 60.
You ain't much younger than me.
5 years younger than you.
Oh, wow.
See?
Wow.
I graduated in 80.
I graduated in 75.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
Yeah, you're my sister's age.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. You know, I was 5 years behind you getting here.
Remember my first job, Stock Island, unloading mackerel boats. People said, "What'd you do?" I said, "I mackerel boats." $5 an hour cash and 3 fish I could leave with. That's all you needed.
Yeah, man.
I leave with $40 or something like that. You live for fucking 3 weeks on $40 down here. Then.
Yeah. Well, that was what, you know.
Little food stamps thrown in. I mean, it's nice, you know.
And there's always somebody inviting you over. You walk by somebody's house, you smell them cooking.
Yeah.
You know, because we didn't have air conditioning back in those days. So you walk by, you knew what they were making, but they were on the front porch. Next thing you know, you're invited in.
No such thing. I never saw an air conditioner.
No.
I didn't know what air conditioner was.
That wasn't until the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, my house that I live in right now, we just air conditioned my house 3 years ago. The bedroom had an AC.
Thank God for mini splits. It's the only thing that saves these houses.
But
dropping it, you know.
Right. I had a one wall unit in the bedroom.
Yeah, you had to have one in the bedroom.
You know, and Wilma took care of that. And after that, I put mini splits. And then 2-3 years ago, I redid my house, and now my kitchen, my living room, my Florida room, it's all air conditioned. And I have a love-hate with it. You know, I miss it being open and feeling the normal.
You living in Key West?
Yeah.
You still live in Key West?
Yeah, I live right in the middle. I live on 5th and Harris.
Oh, okay. You're right down from me. I'm on 8th right now. I lived up the Keys for years. And when the kids were in high school, I couldn't do the drive.
Right.
Remember one day I freaked out? I had 100 miles I'd put on my truck. going back and forth, gymnastics, school, picking this one up, dropping this one up. I said, I just put 100 miles and I was living in Sugarloaf.
Yeah.
I said, I can't do it anymore.
Right.
I'm not doing this. I'm going to raise my kids up the keys on this road. So I put a down payment on the house.
Our son's living up in Ramah, and he loves it.
Does he? Does he work in Kent Town though?
No,
Okay.
he's working somewhere up the Keys. I don't know.
If you're working in town, you can't do that.
No, but and his son now goes to high school, and he catches the bus.
Wow.
You know, he catches the bus that way.
Sugarloaf?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the bus all the way here.
The bus all the way here.
Wow.
You know, he catches. I think at the end of their road, right
That's
there.
a long day.
Catches the bus down and goes to school here. You know, they love it up there.
It's a different world up there.
It
It's
is.
nice. It's quiet.
It is.
Fishing's better. They got the boating's better. It's calmer.
Yeah.
You know, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
And he's all about it. You know, he's got two
How old
damn.
is he now?
He'll be 40 next year. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
You know, he doesn't like to talk about it, but he'll be 40 in July.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Isn't it amazing? And he's got 2 boats in his yard. He's got a 3rd one that he's going to be working on. But that's what you do when you live up the Keys.
Exactly.
You know, you just hang out up there. Well, what else is new with you? What you got going on? You got anything
we sold
special?
Geiger. We sold Geiger
sold
Key last year.
And the rumor is
To a
you made
really cool guy.
You
To a
made
really
$100
cool
million
guy.
since the rumor.
No, we did pretty good.
By
The
the
guy has
time it-
45 RV parks, so he wanted it. It's just like diamond in the rough. So John wanted it. It's a great kid, young kid, only 39. He got
Wow.
it, and he's fixed it up real nice. He didn't
haven't
know
been
anything
up
about
there.
the barn restaurant. It scared him.
Yeah.
So he says to me, I'm going to buy it, but you're going to lease the restaurant back from me. I said, no, I'm not. John, I don't want to. I said, well, I'll leave you my manager and I'll leave you my chef, and call me if you need any advice, but they're fine.
Yeah.
They'll just run the restaurant the way it is.
Yeah.
So he's
Just
happy.
don't mess with them.
He's doing good. Got a place up in Savannah. I still got my property in Colorado.
What do you have in Savannah?
Bought a house in Savannah last year.
Why?
Michelle loves Savannah. My wife loves Savannah.
Yeah.
The restaurant's seen in Savannah, but
It's
all
a
of
good
our
one.
eggs were in basket. We're all down here.
Yeah, I hear you.
And with these
That's a
big,
little scary.
These big boys coming through
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, you turn around, it's a Category 5.
Yep.
It's not unheard of now.
Nope.
It's like every other year.
Nope. You're
You know?
right.
So we got a little house in Savannah, right on the Savannah River. Cool little town. But I still got my 10 acres in Colorado.
Yeah.
But my biggest thing now
Where is that at? What town are you?
Pitkin, Colorado, near Crested Butte. So I got 10
okay.
acres out
So
there.
you're at the southwest corner?
I'm up at 10,000 feet.
Southwest corner. How far are you from those sand dunes?
No, way north of the sand dunes.
You're
right,
way north? Okay,
I'm
yeah.
right,
All right. Yeah, I know where
Crested Butte. I'm near,
Yeah.
I'm near Gunnison, the little
Okay.
college down there,
Yep.
Gunnison. That's exactly what. But the latest
What
thing I've
college
done,
is there?
Western State.
Western State. There you go.
Western State University.
Yeah.
It's a 4-year college now.
Wow. So
But
what's
my
the
latest thing is I bought that farm up in Homestead.
Oh,
A
did
year
you?
before COVID hit. So I bought a 5-acre fruit farm, and now on the weekends I go up there and I farm
you really?
fruit.
Wow.
Lychee, longan, avocado, mango,
Where do you
papaya.
sell it at?
The Oriental Markets takes the lychee and longan, the avocados and mangoes I bring back to Key West and I give them out.
So who farms it for you?
I got a guy that lives on the farm, and then I go up and I do my thing. I got a John Deere tractor.
I wanted
I got
to
a
do
little
that.
day. You got to come up.
I'm so envious.
It's a different world up there.
I'm so envious. I wanted to
I'm
do
right
that.
up the street from Robert is here, that big fruit market up there. I'm right up against the Everglades.
That's awesome. That is so
We
awesome.
got 5 acres, got 300 trees. So that's
300.
my dream. That's what I
Yeah.
do now. That's what I crave now.
Yeah, isn't that funny? You know,
I'm a landscaper. I was always into plants, growing
Yeah.
weed. I mean, I grew
Yeah.
weed. Went to jail for growing weed in Denver in the 70s. Got out of it. So, done a little this, a little
Now
that.
you can grow
I
it
ain't
and
doing
sell
no
it.
weed there yet.
no,
I can't believe we couldn't even pass Amendment 3 in the state. As simple as
60%
So
though.
what still? We couldn't get 60% of the people in this state to vote for Amendment 3?
Maybe on the next 4 years. I don't know. I think the problem is how they write that shit.
It's
They write
definitely the
it
way
so-
they write it.
They write it so that it
And
doesn't
the
make any
commercials
sense.
are very, very misleading.
Yeah, they are.
So now we're stuck with Delta 8 and Delta 9. Do you want your kids smoking
Nope.
Delta 8 and Delta 9?
No,
No.
no.
But here we are.
Yeah. Well, they can get the medical card and smoke medical.
That's the thing. That was my argument all along. If you can get a medical card, which they give to anybody,
Right.
then why don't you just legalize? Does anybody get a medical card and walk in and buy it anyway? So what's the difference? And if you don't have a medical card, you ask your bartender, hey, will you give me some gummies and give me some cream?
Because everybody has it.
Because everybody has it. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
Why not just legal? But they're still going to arrest you, put you in jail for weed?
It just needs, I've always said just decriminalize it. Decriminalize it so I can
do that.
Decriminalize it so I can grow my 3 or 4 plants for my own consumption.
They're not going to do that.
You know, and that's what they needed to write the bill for. You know,
well, in Florida, the way they look at it, because it's money. It's all about money.
And that's
so
what
they know everybody in Florida can put a seed in the ground and grow 5 or 10 plants.
Right.
Who's going to go to the dispensary? Because you got it in your backyard. So the state don't make no money. That's why they don't want you growing.
But there's a lot of lazy people.
Yeah, but they just get it from the guy next door growing the weed. I mean, that's the problem. They don't want us growing weed because we ain't going to go shopping for it.
And that's the problem. You should be able to grow it.
It's all about money.
It is all about money.
It's just a plant.
And you should be able to grow it in your own damn yard and smoke
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
And that's why I said I'll start smoking again when I can grow my own.
When I grow my own, right, exactly.
So, I don't want to buy something. I
don't smoke no more.
I'm not going to say I won't, but, you know, I don't.
I don't smoke no more. I mean, people give me buds all the time. I can't do it no more. It puts me in a different frame of mind.
Yeah, I just don't want to be there.
It's not good for older people, weed. It doesn't messes with paranoid. I don't know what it is.
I stopped smoking 30 years ago.
See? There you go.
You know?
I'm good for a gummy, and I rub that cream in my knees.
Yeah.
You know, I'm good for that.
I did some cream on my shoulder last week after Fantasy
Keep up
Fest.
on it, keep up on it, and
after
it works.
Powerboat race, my shoulders were killing me.
And now we got 4 years, and we got a new election. You know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. Well, hey, before you run away, I want to thank you for joining me tonight.
Thanks, Kit.
And I want to remind everybody to subscribe to the channel, Sit with Kit. It's easy to do. Doesn't cost anything. You know.
No.
And
that's one good thing.
You have 1,000,001 stories, and we only told one.
Right.
So come back again.
Thanks for bringing them up. I like bringing them up to you. A lot of people don't understand.
Well, this is the 21st century version of writing a book.
Right.
You know, in 20 years when we're old and frail, we'll look back and watch these and laugh.
Exactly.
You know, that's what I plan to do.
Plus, what's good about the internet, and one good thing, we can pass on our stuff, like Instagram pages.
It'll go on forever.
To hundreds and 100 years down the line. Oh. My great-grandchildren are going to look up my Instagram page and say, God damn, he was cool.
Wow.
Damn, he was a cool dude.
He wasn't that bad. Why did Grandma hate him so much? Hey, wait. I got one last question for you. One last question. Pick up that mic. I got a question for you. If you were a pizza, what kind of pizza would you be?
Oh, my latest pizza? Mortadella pizza. I'm into these mortadella pizza. Pistachio, pesto, and toasted pistachio. I'm addicted to them. My mind has moved on.
He's high class. See what happens?
Mortadella.
See what happens when you move off of Lower Duval?
Try it, man. There's mortadella with toasted pistachio and a pistachio cream.
Wow.
It's like the...
I could almost taste it. I'm thinking about it. I'm visualizing it.
It's unbelievable.
Well, anyway.
It was Anthony Bourdain's best sandwich was a grilled mortadella sandwich. Look it up. Anthony Bourdain was mortadella grilled like a bologna. It was his bologna sandwich.
That's phenomenal. See, now I'm going to have to find out.
See ya. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tim. Goodbye.